throw in the middle, Nate.
Hey, Nate, you grew up close by here. What does that mean to you to get ALCS start just a half hour from home?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I'm going to have a lot of friends and family here for the game. And, anytime we are in this kind of the stage, in this moment right here, being this close to the World Series, it's a big deal. It doesn't matter where we're playing at. It's a big honor for us to be here. And, I feel like as a team we've accomplished a lot to get here.
Questions for Nate? In the back row.
Can you speak to the run this team is on, undefeated in the postseason, and also just the importance of trying to get off to a Game 1 start and set the tone there?
Yeah, I feel like it started in Seattle. We came into that series pretty good, and we didn't do our job. We made it to the postseason. We wanted to win the division, and we didn't. But, when you get into the postseason, regular season kind of goes out the window, and from that moment on, it's win as many games as possible. Stay as focused as you can. I think the egos go out the window, and it comes down to playing together as a team, and I felt like that's what we did so well the first, half, 3/4 of the season. And what was the second part of the question? I'm sorry.
Just as a team, getting Game 1. And
Game 1. Sorry.
There,
Yeah, Game 1's huge. Especially with the format, the way it's laid out. If we can take Game 1. One of the first 2 games, it's big for us. We got to make sure that we come out doing what we've been doing the whole time. We've had some off days, so we've been able to rest, and everybody's feeling fresh and good. But we got to make sure that we come out and we were playing the same way we were before, and make sure we're able to take this back to home and have a chance to win it there.
Near the back on your left, Jeff.
It took you a little while to get going once you came off the injured list. Max and John are going straight from the injured list to a potential playoff start or playoff appearance. How do you navigate that if you're them to go from 0 to 60 as quickly as possible?
Yeah, it's tough, especially in this atmosphere. You're facing really good lineups. They're locked in, ready to go. As a pitcher, you've got multiple pitches. They're both starters. They throw more than 2 pitches, and you got to make sure that you're coming in the game ready to go. Scherz is Scherz. His stuff's unbelievable. He knows exactly what he's doing out there. Not saying that John doesn't, but Scherz calls his games for the most part, and everything that he does, it's Scherz's way. So it's really good. John's going to be coming out. I'm not sure if he's going to be starting, coming out of the bullpen. He's not really built up enough to start. So I think honestly his stuff plays even better because his fastball and slider are so powerful. And he comes in and he's going to have a chance to give us, one time through the lineup, really good outings. And, it's going to make the bullpen better. So having those 2 arms available, obviously Scherzer is going to be starting. But, you know what I mean? It's just a different format. But, I don't think they'll have any issues. I think when you're in this kind of an environment, it just kind of takes over. The adrenaline goes and you don't think too much. And it's see the glove, hit the glove.
Move 1 row up on your left.
Nate, what do you take from your previous playoff experience against the Astros, particularly against their core guys, the Altuves, Bregmans, Alvarez, Tuckers?
Yeah, I think it's different if we're talking about the past postseason experiences. I think, I try to focus on this year and the way that I've attacked them, the way that, they've handled my pitches or the pitches that they've missed. I feel like I'm a different pitcher than the last time I faced them. Just because that was my first one back from being injured and everything, and I feel night and day different compared to then as I do now. So, it's more so taking the strengths that I've had from the last 2 outings, the way I've been able to command my pitches, my fastball, the usage of the splitter, and all my other off-speed pitches. Use those strengths to attack those guys.
5th row right center, Pete.
Nate, you've thrown a very high percentage of strikes in postseason games in your career. How much of that's what you're trying to do, and how much of that is knowing in the postseason, you want to attack hitters and you're not necessarily maybe thinking I'm going to go 7 or 8. You want to kind of attack the guys right in front of you.
Yeah, you touched on both of them right there. It's very important to work ahead against any hitters that you're facing. The moment you fall behind, you're giving them a better opportunity to be in the driver's seat and to kind of do some damage. You're in control out there and you're reading their swings, their approach in the box. You have an idea who's going to be aggressive and who's not. And this is a very aggressive lineup that I'll be facing, and they're going to come out swinging. So I got to make sure that I've got my pitches working from the first inning on, and that's part of it too. You don't really know how deep in the game you're going to go, so you got to make sure that you pitch the first inning as if it's your last, and you keep going from that moment on.
Other questions for Nate? We'll go to Evan on your right here.
Hi, Nate. How has Scherzer helped you as a teammate?
Scherzer's great. It's the work ethic. There's no surprise why he's been able to last as long as he has in the league. I mean, he's shown no sign of going anywhere. He continues to get better and better, and that's one of the toughest things to do in this game is to continuously get better. Some guys have one really good year, and then the next year it's not. But he's been able to find a way to get better and better every year, and the way he tunnels his pitches, the way he attacks hitters, that's one of the biggest takeaways that I've been able to learn from him with him being over here so far.
Go to another Evan in the second row here.
Hey, typically in me it's like a two-parter, but number one, it feels like people talk about your World Series relief appearance as in almost reverential ways, right? A, does it bug you that it was a loss that they talk about, and B, do you feel like you're still searching for that elusive postseason moment?
Yeah, I mean, it bothers me that it was a loss. I feel like you go that far, you want to come out on top in that game. Obviously, I know the significance of the game, and it all worked out for us in the overall run. But me personally, it bothers me that it was the only loss in the World Series. But that's just, the competitor that I am. And as for the big moments, I don't really to me, I could go out there and give up 5 runs, and as long as we win the ball game, that's all I care about. It's those kind of, those moments I feel like it's the more of a team moment as opposed to my own personal moment. And for us to be here in this situation, we've come this far, and it's, we got to keep doing what we've been doing and going out there and winning ball games and, win a World Series.
And we'll go 4 rows back here.
Nate, just wondering, Bruce Bochy's had a lot of success in the LCS. What's it been like playing for him, particularly down this stretch run and through this playoff run y'all have had?
Yeah, Bochy is awesome. I mean, he keeps it even keel the entire time. The more you get to talk to him, the more you realize how funny of a guy he is, and manager, and he keeps it very light in there in the clubhouse for us. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways. You feed off of that, and if the guy leading the ship looks nervous or hesitant, you feel that as well. But we don't feel that with him out there. Everything he does, he's got a plan to it, and we believe in him. And from spring training to here, the message has been as one, and that's where we are now.
One last one for Nate. All right, Nate, thanks as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll get started with Boch. Who's got the first question? Who's up first for Boch? And we'll start in the back right.
Bruce, obviously the stats out there, you've won 13 of your last postseason series as a manager. What's the key to that? And also, what have you done in game ones in those series that have helped your teams win?
Man, that's a tough question to start with. There's no key to it. These players go out there and do their thing, play well, hopefully, get the pitch in timely hits. There's no secret sauce to this. Trust me. In game one, sure, you go out and do all you can to win it, but it's the best out of 7, and it's going to be a great series. But I wish I could answer it better for you, but that's how I feel.
Other questions for Boch? Evan on your right here.
Hi, Bruce. I asked Will Smith about this. I'll ask you too. Ian Kennedy, I know he's injured, but he's still out there in the pen with the guys. How has his presence out there helped the relievers?
Yeah, I think anytime you have somebody with his experience out there talking to the guys, helping them, whether it's with their pitching or on the mental side, that's an asset, and that's why we wanted him around with his experience of his pitching in games like this, and he's done a great job for us, and that's why we kept him with us the whole way.
Questions for Boch? On the 4th row on your left.
Bruce, 25 years ago, you came in here with the Padres. There's a very memorable Game 1 matchup between Kevin Brown and Randy Johnson. That was probably the best team Houston had to that point. What are your memories of that game and that series that stand out?
Wow, great memory. Great matchup, as you said. And Kevin Brown, he struck out 16 in 8 innings, I think, and gave us all we needed. Because you're facing a big unit, you need your guy to go out there and pitch well, and he did that. So tight ball game, but Kevin, he led the way and helped lead us to the World Series that year.
Other questions for Bruce? Third row in the middle here.
Framber Valdez will be starting for Houston tomorrow. Y'all have had some success against him this year. Is there any key to that or anything? What do you think about facing him?
Yeah, you try to get a good pitch to hit, and some days you do well against certain pitchers, some days you don't. He's a great pitcher. He's done a great job in the postseason. You have your hands full with him. So right now we're focused on today, but we'll work on him tomorrow.
2 rows behind, Steve.
Bruce, you get back into the game and you wind up in the ALCS in the first year. Was there a point at this year where you thought, yes, this is a championship contender? Or when did you arrive at that?
Yeah, I'll be honest. This spring, looking at the club and the pitching staff, I said this is a team that's going to head to the postseason. And if you head to the postseason, you got to feel like you can be a championship club. It was a message sent from CY from day one, and hopefully from me, that we're here to win. And so I can't say enough about these guys on how they worked in spring training, how they worked during the course of the year, how they've been motivated, focused the whole way. And we've had our ups and downs, we've had our injuries, but they've continued to focus forward to get to this point.
Toward the back on your left, Jeff.
Bruce, what roles will Scherzer and Gray be playing for you in this series?
Yeah, with John Gray, I'll start with him. I think you can say he'll be in the bullpen for the most part. Is he an option? Maybe game 5 or something, or 4. I mean, yeah, he could be an option, but he's not stretched out right now. With Max, we're looking at him to start. So we'll look at how we get through this game. We can be flexible with game 3 and 4 with him. So if needed tonight, we could use him.
Anything else for Jeff as a follow-up?
Tonight for like an inning?
Extra innings or something. It's all hands on deck when you get in this situation. Sure, we'd like to stay away from him, but trust me, he'll have his spikes on.
Take a couple more back in the 4th row on your left.
Bruce, what is it about Eovaldi that makes him the right fit for that Game 2 start for you?
Well, we just kept things in order, to be honest. With Jordan, the way he's been throwing the ball, we're fine with him going Game 1. I think with Nate, we've worked him pretty hard. Instead of going on regular rest, he gets an extra day, which we think is a good thing. And, of course, you look at what his resume shows. He does a great job in the postseason. He's the guy that clinched it for us. He threw a great game there, so it just makes sense to have him go Game 2.
Anything else for Bochy? We'll finish up with Evan right here.
You had Chris Young as a player, and you know how intense he was every 5 days when he started for you. Is he more intense now as a GM?
He may be. He may be. He was really locked in when he pitched, though. I'll say that. And had a maniacal focus you love from your pitchers, and he was like that. So, but he's involved in a lot more things now than just pitching that ball game. He's got a whole club to worry about, and trades and things like that. So yeah, he's intense, and but in a good way. He's got a really good edge to him. It's an edge, and but he was from day one determined to get this turned around, get Texas back to playing winning baseball, and he's done that.
Bochy, thanks so much. Appreciate
it.